YouTube, what the crap's going on? Heir of Carthage here at the statue of Zeus at Olympia. Gonna bring you some Total War Rome 2 online footage. And I decided to play as Carthage today, as you can see. I've got a main line of mercenary Scutari. And after having been beaten by Armenian kings, some of you might be wondering why I brought these. Well, it's because I'm playing against Rome, and Rome's a sword faction. I actually have a different Carthage build that I play against pikes that I've kind of developed, so it's pretty interesting to see. So in this build, I'm actually cav heavy and sword heavy, and I've come with a lot of heavy melee cav. At least I believe I have. Yeah, I've got 2 Carthaginian cav and 2 mercenary Campanian cav, which I think they changed the skins on these guys. These guys look freaking awesome. Check out the armor on those horses. That is some sweet cavalry. And then I brought 5 scorpions. I was like, what the heck? Scorpion spam. Don't expect it to be particularly useful, but, you know, sometimes I just like to try out things like this. Just for the kicks, just see if it works. I've been sporting late Libyan hoplites with a couple of upgrades. Don't know if that really helps a lot. I mean, it gives me a little more melee defense and attack. And here I'm just going to try and chase this Numidian cav out. I really probably shouldn't have. I probably should have just let it shot at my late Libyan hoplites because it wouldn't have been cost effective. I mean, it could kill the entire unit of late Libyan hoplites and it wouldn't pay for itself. So this was probably a bit of a waste, but I was thinking I could bracket it in, but then I didn't, and I don't really want to turn the back of my cav to him. So it's honestly just a waste of time. Let's watch my scorpions, see how they're doing. They're firing at auxiliary Syrian archers, which is not exactly a cost-effective target either. And because these guys are running and are somewhat spread out, not getting a whole lot of kills. Scorpions can be pretty devastating versus large targets that it's easier to hit, or more bunched up targets. Against these looser targets, probably not the best bet, but I am getting kills. Whether or not it's cost effective is a different story, because scorpions don't come with a lot of ammo, and I'm expelling quite a bit of ammo. So it's enough to push my opponent back. I mean, he definitely lost some men, but, you know, like I said, cost effective is a different story. Check me out, still over here chasing his Numidian cav. Even when they expend all their ammo, though, they're not going to have killed this Carthaginian cav, but I am letting them do way more damage than I should. And then over here I have my own Numidian cav, actually. Don't bring these very often. These are just the light variety, and kind of hoping to use these guys to put some flaming missiles into the back enemy units and test out the scare effect more in multiplayer, as I haven't messed with it a whole lot. The flaming missile effect doesn't last long. Here my opponent's sporting 4 legionary cav, which is actually a pretty cost-effective unit as of recently, especially since it has Draco. Head-to-head, my units are better, but with the Draco, it's going to make his guys stronger. So he pulls up all of his Syrian archers and starts to fire. He's not in heavy shot, though, so my Scutari are in no real danger. Their shields will protect him from the Syrian archers. So I'm going to just chase his men back a little with this mercenary Campanian cav. I know he's going to try and protect it, but just kind of keep him broken up for a minute. All the while, my Scorpions, I'm giving him different random attack orders. Like right now, I think I'm targeting some of his legionary cohort. He went into loose formation, actually, which is probably a smart idea. If he just goes into a long, thin line, he'll be pretty safe. And over here, I'm going to try and face down his legionary cav with my Carthaginian cav and mercenary Campanians, and then I'm hoping to hit him in the back with my mercenary Numidians. And at this point, he starts chasing my Numidians, which is the same mistake I made earlier. And here my Campanians forced his men back. My Scorpions are continuing to fire. Actually got a pretty good kill. Getting some decent kills, actually, on this legionary cohort. I've taken about 30 of them out. Again, whether or not it's cost effective is kind of up to question. These guys only cost 520, so they don't cost much. If you can help make a relatively expensive unit less effective, then I guess they pay for themselves. Scorpions have decent range, but you do have to defend them, which means you become very immobile when you bring them, which is a bad thing. And again, Syrian archer is going to open up. They've only killed 8 men there. Haven't killed any men there. None there. I mean, they're not going to have a lot of effect on heavily shielded warriors. Now over here, my Carthaginian cav and mercenary Campanian cav or Campanian cav, however you all want me to say it. Not like companion, like Macedonian companion. The words are very similar in English. They're engaged over here with the legionary cav, and then I bring in a rear charge with more Campanian cav. So those guys are in really bad shape here. He's going to bring his other 2 units back. They've just been on a goose chase after my mercenary Numidians, and now I'm going to run my Numidians up behind his lines. And then I've got this Carthaginian cav still over here running behind his lines, threatening his archers. I decided to go ahead and just attack his legatus. His legatus will actually probably win this fight. My opponent wants to go head-to-head with me, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Take my Scutari forward. I've got attack orders on all of his advancing infantry. My Scutari, it could go either way. They could win this fight. They may not win this fight. Just kind of depends. They're pretty head-to-head with legionary cohorts. Over here, I used a couple of late Libyans to fix these legionary cohorts, and then smacked them from behind with my Scutari. My opponent's going to reinforce with Vigiles. Decide to bring my general up, try and support my lines. The morale of my men is faltering quicker than the Romans. That formation attack really does come in handy in certain situations. Overall, it's going well for me, though. And then right here is where I start trying to use my Numidian Cav to accomplish its purpose. My Scutari, unfortunately, start breaking faster than I think they should. They really had an advantage there, but this reinforcing Eagle cohort is kind of putting the nail in the coffin for me. But yeah, check it out here. I got the mercenary Numidian Cav kind of keeping all of his units behind the lines busy. And see right here, I'm going to chase down some of his men. And I do start to get some break here in the center, but these guys are going to rout. These guys will win. It's going to be a trade. I get to kill some of his archers here with my Numidians, which is worth it. My Scorpions are out of ammo at this point. And most of my opponent's infantry survives, unfortunately, which I kind of expected this to go better head-to-head. It didn't go bad. Most of his units are badly beaten, but they're not dead. And then I left my general here, and he took a volley from the javelins. Got to get him out. And let's see, down here, this fight against the legionary cohort got broken up, unfortunately. My infantry did really poorly here. His Vigiles are almost routed, but his legionary cohort, although battered, survived. Because he brings his last unit of legionary cav into my own cav, which is probably a mistake. I unlimbered all of my Scorpions and charged into these legionary cohorts. If I get a couple of kills, whatever, it'll be worth it. Just trying to tie them up, really. While I wrap up a few things over here. Let's see, so my Numidian Cavs chased his archers out. And trying to think if... I think I only have one unit Numidian Cav left. Yeah, one of them got killed. I haven't used the ammo on this Numidian Cav yet. I've kept their ammo. And I've done that for a purpose because I kind of saw this game looking like it was going to go into late game. So I didn't throw their javelins because I thought that I might need them later in the game. Yeah, so you can see I wrapped up his last cavalry unit. And I have both my mercenary companion cav left. These guys are tough as nails. You can see the 72 melee attack here, and these guys are held up in a... they've got hammered from the... Oh my gosh, that charge was devastating. And they just completely trounced that legionary cohort. Watch their numbers start to drop here. All their guys got knocked over and are getting up, but they're going to be getting killed while they get up. So yeah, just completely clobbered them. Companion Cav really does excel versus infantry because it has a very good bonus versus infantry, 15, plus a really high attack. So this stuff is very good both against Cav and against infantry. It's good against both. It's heavily armored. And that armor really plays out. Let's see, so over here I have a Carthaginian Cav chasing down his general. And this is definitely going to go into late game here, so you can see what my opponent has left. He's got these two legionary cohorts, or an eagle cohort and a legionary cohort that are divided from his main force. I use these few Carthaginian hoplites to fix them, and then I'm going to smash them from all directions with my general and my companion cav. And don't underestimate a general's bodyguard unit. These guys aren't really strong, but in a rear charge, they can get some kills, and they can deliver a morale blow. I mean, you think about that, those 18 men of my general's bodyguard just got 4 or 5 kills there. That makes a difference. I've seen him do up to 20 kills. Sometimes you get a really good charge. This eagle cohort's just going to get slain by my companion cav. Let you see them close up here. Yeah, my guys have really high attack, really good armor, and a bonus versus infantry. So Roman infantry is really good against infantry, not so good against cavalry. They can withhold against cavalry because of their formation attack, but they're not the best unit to use against it. He's got one more eagle cohort, which is supporting his morale. His general's still alive. Here he is. But I have plans for his general. My Numidian cav still has their ammo, and I've yet in Rome 2 to get to really use Numidian cav decisively to win a battle. And so I'm really hoping that these guys can assassinate his general and help me decisively win this battle. I got a little too close, though, came under fire from his Syrian archers, so I had to run away. And right now, my general has second wind. I didn't even mean to bring this general, but ended up coming in handy. So he has the second wind ability, and I decided to wait. Man, they've redone the Carthaginian general's bodyguard. It looks awesome too. It's got the same horse armor as the mercenary Campanian cav. That is sweet looking. Yeah, so my Carthaginian bodyguard here, these guys have the second wind ability. And so I'm waiting for it to recharge so I can get this Campanian cav. I already did it with this one, so they're back to fresh, and I want to get this one back to fresh before I attack the Romans. And in the meantime, my Numidian cav is going to swing around the back. These guys are quick moving and can be used their javelins. Again, they have pretty much full ammo. My opponent is kind of slowly approaching me. This is what he should do. He wants to get his archers in range, probably, if they have any ammo left, which looks like they do. But I just used the second wind, so both of my Campanian cav are going to be in completely spectacular condition for crushing Roman infantry. And there's a good chance that these 51 cavalrymen could kill this eagle cohort in a head-on collision. Their charge is going to be devastating coming down this hill. Opponent opens fires with his archers, which he should. But I'm going to go ahead and charge, and I put my guys into flying wedge because it gives them a bonus to attack and charge. So let's watch the devastating results of this charge. Just clobbered the eagle cohort. And then on this flank, his weaker infantry hasn't survived. And the enemy general actually just got killed with a javelin. So my Numidian cav did assassinate the enemy general and then came into the back of his archers. The enemy general is dead on the ground somewhere right in here. Can't find him exactly. But so my Numidian cav did end up being decisive. When his general died, really hurt the morale of his men. He did get a raised banner off before the end, which helped him. But yeah, you can see my Campanian cav did do a number on these eagle cohort, but then I threw a couple of flaming javelins in the back, and once again, that Numidian cav coming in handy. It breaks the morale of that Roman unit. I really want to do a little more work with Numidian cav. I think those flaming missiles could have been handy in the right spot. Like, for instance, in that infantry fight, where the Roman infantry and mine were kind of between a tipping point, a couple of flaming javelins placed in the right spot could have potentially turned some of those fights, but this Campanian cav pulled its weight for sure. 244 kills. That's brutal. Hard to say whether these guys are cost-effective. It's close. Probably not quite. And some of my Scutari really did all right. They were just faced with overwhelming Roman numbers and couldn't take them all down. And you can't really blame my late Libyans for not being able to go head-to-head with Roman infantry either. But in any case, good game to my opponent. Hope you all enjoyed this one. HeirofCarthage signing off for now.